The man breathed in the fresh air through the steel pipe. Then, a flash of inspiration struck him. He ignited the hemp rope inside the pipe, hoping that the burning rope would emit enough smoke so that someone might notice it and come to rescue him. However, this action almost cost him his life. So, what exactly happened? Well, the man had said goodbye to his girlfriend and gone on a business trip. He even bought her a gift. But while he was driving, he was on the phone with a client and didn't notice the mudslide ahead. Eventually, his car was buried underground. To make matters worse, his phone had no signal. This was a desolate area where cars rarely passed by. Even if someone did come along, they would likely just clear the road. Who would have thought that someone was trapped underneath? At first, the man tried to check everything inside the car. He even considered opening the car door, but the soil outside had buried the car so tightly that it was impossible for him to open it. Then he thought that if the car wasn't buried too deep and he could start the engine, maybe he could drive out. But the car was buried so deeply that the engine wouldn't start. After trying all sorts of methods, the man felt hopeless. Now, the only use for his phone was to record himself or watch videos of his girlfriend. He didn't know how long the air inside the car would last. If he was lucky, some air might seep in through a crack. If not, he would die soon as there was no response from the outside world. During the long wait, the man knew he couldn't just sit there and wait for help. He searched for some tools inside the car, but they weren't sufficient to help him climb out. Then, the pressure from above became too great, and the glass on top of the car began to crack. The man tied his phone with the hemp rope to check if the car was tilted. The phone tilted to one side. Then he poured some water on the car, and the water flowed in one direction. Now he was certain that the car was tilted and had moved along with the mudslide. As time passed, the man began to have trouble breathing. If he kept yelling, it would only consume more oxygen. The only thing he could do was stay calm and figure out a way to save himself. Watching videos of his girlfriend helped to soothe his nerves. Nearly 5 hours had passed, and the chances of being rescued were very slim. But the man, trapped in despair, still didn't want to give up. And that's when the scene at the beginning of the story unfolded.